All right. Hey, Justin. So I wanted to take some time to introduce a new partnership for Wealth Shield Financial. We thought that our clients could benefit from learning about Medicare, having a point of reference, and also an outlet to secure that coverage. And we're going to introduce Justin and his team at Senior Advisors. So, Justin, good to see you.
Hey, Matt, good to be here. Thanks. Appreciate it.
It's good to have you here. And I'd like to have you kind of introduce yourself, your company, what you guys do a little bit, and then we can kind of work through some of those things so that my clients can get a little comfortable with you. And it's great that we've actually secured a partnership that is fairly local to us, so it should be accessible for all of our clients.
Yeah, Matt, no, I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity to work together with Wealth Shield and your clients and prospects on Medicare. You know, Medicare is clearly one of the big concerns or anxiety drivers for folks as they get to retirement. Obviously, running out of money is a top concern, but Medicare and how does this whole complex system work? So we're glad to be able to partner together with Wealth Shield and help your clients with their questions and so forth. To give you a little bit of background, your folks, a little background on the company. So we're family owned and operated. It's my father's business. He's been in the insurance industry about 30 years. Started out in small group benefits. So we still have that. That's kind of a separate business. But as people were aging out of these groups, he never really had a solution for Medicare. And he would tell them, just call AARP or call Blue Cross and they'll help you out. And then one of his close friends got him educated on Medicare about 15 years ago. And he started to get involved in helping these folks with their Medicare planning, and Senior Advisors kind of evolved out of that about 13 years ago. And it's become one of the largest general agencies in the Northeast for Medicare plans. So we have over 20,000 Medicare clients. We're in this mostly in the Northeast, but we're licensed really all over the country. So if you have folks that are retiring in other states, we can certainly help them in those areas as well. And we're located this office is located right in Cranford, so not too far from your office as well. So
great. That's good to hear. And we like that you've got the size and scale to handle us, whether that's somebody here in New Jersey or some of our clients that say that are moving south, Florida probably being number one on that list.
Yep.
So, Medicare is probably misunderstood. I know I'm just getting up to speed on all the intricacies of Medicare and how it works. So why don't you share with us some mistakes that people make that they might not be aware of? Because I'm pretty sure there's a few out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually have a guide on our website, the top 5 mistakes, or how to avoid the top 5 mistakes people make on Medicare. And the biggest mistake we see people make is not enrolling in Medicare Part B on time. Okay, so this could be that you've enrolled too soon, meaning if you're working past age 65 and you're working at a large company and you're covered on the group health plan, you don't have to have your Medicare Part B. So we've got people that are 70 years old and they're just coming off of this work health plan and they've paid their Part B premiums for all these years and they didn't have to because they worked at a large company and it wasn't really covering anything as a secondary plan. So that's enrolling too soon. The opposite is also true, right? There's folks that don't realize they have to enroll. They don't have a group health plan and they turn 65 and they don't enroll and they, in their Medicare and they have penalties and delays. So that's kind of the biggest mistake as far as volume and impact we see. The second biggest mistake is people that don't analyze their drug costs. So with Part D of Medicare, there's like 25 different drug plans to choose from. And the difference between picking the right drug plan for you and picking the wrong one could be thousands of dollars difference per year on these Part D prescription plans. There's great tools out there that we use for all of our clients. It's right on the Medicare website. And it looks at all 25 of those plans to find which one is right for your individual drug list. So that's kind of the second biggest mistake. The third biggest mistake, and this is, you see all these commercials right now with Joe Namath or William Shatner, and they're really, we get really frustrated when every other half hour it seems like, because they're non-compliant, there's misinformation in them, and a lot of people choose the wrong path. And you have two paths when you go on Medicare. One is original Medicare with a supplement. And then the other option is what's called a Medicare Advantage plan. Okay, that's a fully privatized plan. And those commercials are all talking about Medicare Advantage plans, and they're giving kind of a misleading perspective on some of those highlights when not really understanding the true medical coverage you're getting. So the third biggest mistake is not understanding the differences between these two paths and potentially taking the wrong path and getting stuck there because you may not be able to switch in the future. There's some medical underwriting requirements to get into a supplement and so forth. So that's kind of the third biggest mistake we see people make. The fourth biggest mistake is people that don't analyze retiree health plans. All right. So some folks out there, like teachers in the state of New Jersey, have been covered for 25 or worked for 25 years. They get this retiree health plan where they don't have to pay anything, which is great. That's probably their best option. But there's a lot of other people that get these retiree benefits where they're paying a premium. Like a teacher for 20 years has to pay like $400 a month for that retiree benefit when they could go out on their own and get a supplement and a drug plan for like $200 a month. So that's kind of the fourth biggest mistake, is people that aren't analyzing these retiree benefits if they have it as an option. And the fifth biggest mistake we see people make on Medicare is listening to their friends and family. And we joke about that, but it happens all the time. The phone calls we get, I want to sign up for this plan because my neighbor has it, my spouse has it, my cousin has it. Medicare is an individual coverage. Everything is individual. It's based upon your needs, especially those drug plans. The Part D drug plans are very specific to your medication list. So, just to kind of summarize, those are some of the biggest mistakes we see people make on Medicare, Matt.
Thanks for that. I think, that resonates with our side of the business as well. I think doing the proper deep dive is important, right? Where you brought up the teachers, most teachers probably wouldn't know that, right? Because they've been told all their career that you've got the best of the best. You've got the Cadillac, the Rolls Royce, whatever it is. So I like that, because that's similar to how we kind of look at our clientele and want to do a deep dive and make sure that they're getting the best possible, educating them along the way so they can understand, does this make sense for you? And, I obviously have gone through this a little bit with my own family. I mean, they're of that age. I mean, they're probably a little bit past that, but one of those things that you mentioned was how if you had some kind of pre-existing condition and you picked the wrong one, you're probably stuck there for life. That happened to somebody in my family. Thank God he picked a good one, but life circumstances made it impossible for him to ever move. So getting it right from the start is hugely important.
Yep.
So I guess that kind of leads to, when's the right time to be reaching out to find out more about coverage or to kind of take advantage of the coverage that's there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's a few different situations, but generally for folks that are approaching age 65, number one, they're going to be getting bombarded with cold calls, with mailers in the mail. Obviously, I mentioned the TV commercials, and a lot of people are confused. It is a confusing system if you don't do it every day. My recommendation is 3 months before you turn 65. They're going to start getting calls 6 months before. So if they want to chat sooner, we can do that. But really 3 months before you turn 65 is where you're able to actually start doing stuff with Medicare. You can't really start the process sooner than that. So that's our recommendation. And that could be for folks that are still covered on a group plan or not. If you're still covered on a group plan, we can still help answer your questions, help you do a comparison, because it may still make sense for you. If you've worked your whole life, you paid into Medicare your whole life, and you can get a better deal by going on Medicare, and you don't have to stay on the group health plan, right? We can help with that comparison and so forth. So that's one kind of category of folks. Another one is you're past 65 and now you're retiring, right? And now you have to sign up for Medicare. And you need all the forms and be kind of guided through the whole process and the options, the supplements versus the advantage plans. So that could be any age after 65 that's retiring. And then, a third one could be folks that are already on Medicare, right? Anywhere past age 65, you already have a supplement plan or an advantage plan, and you want to just make sure you've got the right coverage. We can do a review for you to make sure, a lot of cases, if you have a supplement and you're in your 70s and it's the same supplement you had since you were 65, you might be able to save money, assuming you're healthy enough to get through the underwriting. You might be able to save money and get the exact same coverage. So I would say those are kind of three categories of folks and timeframes they would reach out to us. And I want to make something clear too. And we probably could hit this at the end, but there's no fee to work with us, Matt. I want to make sure your prospects and clients understand that. We're basically a broker. So we help people, we answer your questions, we guide you through, when it's time to get a plan, of course, we want you to work with us so we can help, get you set up. We work with all the A-rated insurance companies. We're not captive to any of them. So we work with United Healthcare, Aetna, Blue Cross, Cigna, Mutual of Omaha, and more to find the right plan for your situation. And you're going to pay the same premium whether you go directly to the carrier or you work through a broker. So there's really no fee to work with us. We do an annual review every year of your drug plan to make sure you have the right drug plan for the following year. So I just want to make sure that's all clear to your clients and prospects as well.
Thank you for sharing that, because that's a very similar approach to how we look at, let's just say, if we were doing a life insurance review. It doesn't hurt to come in, have that review. There's no cost to you. and make sure you're on the right path and getting the best, coverage possible for your situation. So that's good to hear, good to know. So how would my clients get in touch with you?
Yeah, so I mean, they can always call. We can put below the video our numbers. Our office line here, the main line is 908-272-1970. So 908-272-1970. Put that below the video as well. We've got a few agents here that can certainly help with any of this Medicare. We've got experts that can help answer any questions. Our website is senior-advisors.com. So lots of information there. You can book a call with us. You can see our availability, and actually based upon your availability, book a call directly on the website. That's also a great way to make sure our calendars sync up. So those would be the best two ways.
Great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I think that you're going to bring a lot of added value to what we offer. I mean, we're in the process of rounding out, our offerings as a firm, and this is one that just keeps coming up. And we want to have a strong resource, somebody that we believe in, who's going to do the right thing for our clients, that's values mesh with ours. And I think we found that in Senior Advisors, especially with you, Justin. So we look forward to the partnership. This will be going out to all of our clients. We'll be making them aware of who you guys are with this video and a little bit about you guys. So I'm excited to see where this heads.
Great, Matt. We're excited as well. We're looking forward to helping all your clients and prospects and continuing to grow the partnership.
Great. Thank you for the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.